lives Tiffel-Toffel in his red currant bush. He is always busy tidying up and keeping clean. Ain't quite near to Tiffel-Toffel. On a tiny stone live his two best friends, Cricket, who is green, and Beetle who is blue. If there's a problem or if something is wrong, no need to worry about a thing, for Tiffel-Toffel can invent a machine that fixes everything. The friends have fun together, playing every day. So come and join us for an adventure, the life around a red currant bush.
The Christmas Tree Planter. At long last, it was Christmas in the garden where Tiffel-Toffel, the inventor snail, and his friends live. The snow lay deep outside, and there were Christmas lights everywhere. Cricket and Beetle arrived early in the morning to Tiffel-Toffel's house because they were all going to spend Christmas together. The friends put their Christmas presents in the hall and stepped into the kitchen. There, Tiffel-Toffel had laid the table with red currant juice, spicy buns, and ginger biscuits. He had made the house look so nice with Christmas decorations and glowing candles, but they weren't surprised because Tiffel-Toffel was a very careful snail who always wanted to keep his house nice and tidy. The friends had a really cozy Christmas morning together. When they had finished eating, the friends decided to go out tobogganing for a while. They put on their woolly hats and went out into the snow. Tiffel-Toffel thought it was a bit too cold outside. Snails don't like to get their tummies cold, he said quietly. Cricket and Beetle pretended not to hear, as they wanted very much to go tobogganing. The friends flew down the hill on their toboggans. They were shrieking with laughter, and even Tiffel-Toffel thought it was fun. He almost forgot that his tummy felt cold. "Look out!" shouted Tiffel-Toffel and set off down the hill so fast that the snow squirted everywhere. After quite a long time playing, the friends were tired and wet, and it was time to go inside again. They were so covered in snow that they really had to work hard with a broom to get everything off before they could go inside. "Because otherwise I will get snow into the whole house," said Tiffel-Toffel. Cricket and Beetle, who knew how careful and tidy Tiffel-Toffel was and didn't want to upset him, tried to brush the snow off as best they could. Once inside, the friends took off their woolly hats and were just about to go into the living room to light a fire when Beetle suddenly asked, "Where's your Christmas tree, Tiffel-Toffel? We've got to put our presents under the tree." Tiffel-Toffel turned quite rigid. "But I don't have a tree. How on earth could I forget to get a Christmas tree?" Cricket and Beetle said they would just have to go out and find a tree. It shouldn't be that difficult. Tiffel-Toffel, who was ashamed that had missed such an important detail, rushed outside to get a nice Christmas tree as quickly as he could. They must have a proper Christmas with a Christmas tree as soon as possible. The friends searched and searched, but as hard as they tried, they couldn't find a suitable tree. All the trees were too big. Oh dear me, complained Tiffel-Toffel. What are we to do? Well, everyone needs a Christmas tree for Christmas, don't they? Said Beetlebug. But the friends couldn't find one, however hard they looked. No, said Tiffel-Toffel suddenly. This won't do. Cricket and Beetlebug looked at their friend. Then what are we going to do? Asked Cricket in a sad voice. This requires an invention, said Tiffel-Toffel. A Christmas tree planter. A what? Asked Beetle. Come into the invention workshop and you'll see, said Tiffel-Toffel, and looked a bit clever. In Tiffel-Toffel's invention workshop stood his big invention machine as usual. It was an exciting machine with cogwheels and lamps and levers. You could start the machine and keep it going by running inside a huge wheel. Step inside the wheel, my friends, and run like you are the fastest cricket and beetle in the world, shouted Tiffel-Toffel. Up into the wheel jumped Cricket and Beetlebug, very curious what their friend would think of inventing this time, and then they started running. Straight away, the machine started jingling and blinking, and the cogwheels went round and round at great speed. Cricket and Beetlebug were running like mad inside the wheel, while Tiffel-Toffel was pulling levers and pushing buttons. Suddenly the machine huffed and puffed, and out through a hatch on the invention machine came a funny box on runners with a long arm and a big globe on it. But are you sure that machine can really fix a Christmas tree for us? Wondered Cricket. You have my word on it, said Tiffel-Toffel. This is how it's done. When you start the machine, the globe is lifted off like this, said Tiffel-Toffel, showing them on the drawing board. Then it warms the ground and plants a seed. The machine waters the seed, warms it, and then shines its light on it so that a tree will grow extra super fast to a perfect size. Piece of cake, said Tiffel-Toffel, and looked very sure of himself. The friends all helped to push the Christmas tree planter outside into the yard. This will be a perfect place, said Tiffel-Toffel, and put the machine in the middle of the yard. Tiffel-Toffel asked, Are you ready to plant a tree? And then he started the machine. The tree planter started rattling and shaking. The globe was lifted onto the ground and it smoked and sparkled for a while before it finally stopped and went quiet. They all looked at it in suspense. Is there really a tree under the globe? Wondered Beetlebug. There is indeed, answered Tiffel-Toffel. He went up to the Christmas tree planter and pushed a button to lift the globe and show them the tree. But the machine started humming and smoking. It snatched up the globe, and suddenly the whole machine took off and disappeared at great speed. Left on the ground was nothing. Not even the tiniest little Christmas tree. And the Christmas tree planter was nowhere to be seen. Where had it gone? Tiffel-Toffel examined the ground where the globe had been standing, but the only thing which had happened was that the snow underneath it had melted away. He started crying in despair. How could this have happened? Sobbed Tiffel-Toffel. My lovely Christmas tree planter couldn't even plant one single tree, and now it's gone. Cricket and Beetlebug tried to console their friend and said it didn't matter. They could celebrate Christmas just as well without a tree. And besides, they could all go and look for the Christmas tree planter if Tiffel-Toffel wanted to, and he did. The friends followed the tracks in the snow to find the Christmas tree planter. It had moved away through bushes and thickets. Suddenly they caught sight of it. Look, there it is, shouted Cricket and jumped up to the machine. And you can only guess how surprised he was when he saw what the machine had crashed into. "A tree!" shouted Cricket. "A perfect little Christmas tree!" The Christmas tree planter had actually smashed into a tree and broken the stem, and now the tree was just lying there on the ground waiting for the friends to take it home. "There you are, your machine actually did work after all," Cricket called out to Tiffel-Toffel. "Because it has in fact found a tree for us." "I think the Christmas tree planter turned out to be a Christmas tree tracker," yelled Beetlebug, jumping for joy. "Hooray for the best inventor in the world," shouted Cricket and Beetlebug in one voice, and Tiffel-Toffel felt much happier again. The friends helped each other to carry the tree into Tiffel-Toffel's living room. There they dressed it with beautiful Christmas baubles and glitter. At the top of the tree, Tiffel-Toffel put a star. "Oh, what a beautiful tree," exclaimed Beetlebug when they had finished. "Yes," said Cricket, "the most wonderful Christmas tree I have ever seen in my whole life." Now they put all their presents under the tree. Tiffel-Toffel was so pleased about how well everything had turned out in the end. Although his Christmas tree planter hadn't worked quite as he had intended, it had still, in a funny sort of way, given the friends a lovely tree. Everybody was happy. Now everything was perfect, and the friends could celebrate a very Merry Christmas together.